What are SMART goals and why are they important to your business's success? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Be sure to stick around till the end of this video because I'm going to be showing you how to access your own downloadable resources, including this worksheet that will help you to set SMART goals for your business. Now, setting SMART goals is one thing, but achieving them, that's a completely different story. And that's what this worksheet is designed to do. So be sure to stick around till the end and you can download a copy of that worksheet. I'm Ash Roy, the founder of productiveinsights.com, and this is episode 216 of the Productive Insights podcast. You can access all the show notes at productiveinsights.com/216. Now, if you'd like help with setting your business's SMART goals, head over to productiveinsights.com/membership to check out the Productive Insights membership program, where you can join our community and sign up to one of the 3 levels of our membership program designed to fit into your budget. Once again, that's productiveinsights.com/membership. I'll share that link in the description and in the show notes of this episode. Now, let's get on to it. SMART goals for business. SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable or assignable, relevant, and time-bound. Its criteria are commonly attributed to Peter Drucker's management by objectives concept. The first known use of the term was in November 1981 in an issue of Management Review and is attributed to Dr. George Doran. I'll link in the description below and in the show notes to a video where Dr. Doran talks about his take on SMART goals. Now, here's an interesting thing. Dr. Doran actually uses the word assignable rather than achievable in the SMART acronym. People often use the word achievable, but I think assignable is a better term, especially in a business context. Because when you have one person who is assigned with a specific responsibility, that makes that particular goal more achievable and more likely to be completed. So for the purposes of this conversation, we're going to say SMART stands for specific, measurable, assignable, relevant, and time-bound. And we'll go through each of these one at a time. Now, here's another interesting thing about the SMART acronym. Professor Robert Rubin later created a SMART-er acronym. The last 2 letters in the acronym, E and R, stood for evaluation and review. So his view was goals should be evaluated and reviewed in addition to being specific, measurable, assignable, relevant, and time-bound. Now, let's talk about the first part of that acronym, specific. Now, specificity is very important with goals because it helps you get clarity. And clarity is one of the biggest things when it comes to motivation. So if you are specific and clear about your goals, you are far more likely to be motivated to achieve them. Now, here are some questions you can ask yourself to come up with goals that are more specific. What are we trying to accomplish as a business? Why is this goal important to our business right now? Who will be involved in achieving this goal? And what resources will we need to use? Where will we physically have to be located to achieve this goal? As you can see, all these questions force you to get some context around the goal, and that makes it more likely for you to get clear about the goal, which in turn increases your motivation. Okay, the next thing, measurable. How will you know when you've achieved your goal? How will you measure it? Will you have achieved a profit increase of 10%? Will you have another 100 happy customers? These are some useful questions you could be asking yourself to get clear on how you're going to measure the goal so you'll know whether or not you've achieved the goal. You will be able to track your progress, and that too will increase your motivation and your sense of urgency and your sense of agency around achieving that goal. Okay, the next letter of the acronym is A, and that can stand for either achievable or assignable. Let's talk about achievable first. Setting goals that are unachievable is demotivating. We all know that, right? You want to make sure that your goal is attainable and ideally within about 90 days. You want to set yourself goals that stretch you a little bit, but are still within your reach. If you set yourself goals like, I want to increase my business by 3,000% by tomorrow, it's clearly not achievable and you're just going to get frustrated and you're not going to even try. So maybe setting a goal that is realistic and achievable, like I'm going to increase my customer base by 3% by the end of this quarter. That's something that's achievable and measurable. You do want to make sure that your goal isn't super easy to achieve, because that can also be demotivating. Your goal should make you feel like you're stretching a little bit, but not so much that you just can't get there. Now, here are some useful questions you can ask yourself when it comes to setting yourself goals that are achievable. Can I do 10% better than I did last quarter? Will I be able to achieve this goal given the financial constraints that I have right now in my business? Do we have the capacity to grow by 10% in the next quarter given other environmental constraints like COVID-19? Do we have the right resources and people to achieve this growth? Now, the other term for the letter A in the SMART acronym that Dr. Doran refers to is assignable. I think this is particularly important when it comes to business, because if you don't have one person assigned for a particular goal, it is less likely to be achieved. Here's why. Let's say you have two people in your team, John and Lisa, and you say to both John and Lisa, I want you to grow our business by 10% by the end of this quarter. Who's responsible? Is it John or is it Lisa? Makes more sense to assign the goal to one person and then have that person take responsibility to deliver the goal, and maybe they can delegate part of that responsibility to the other person. So maybe you make Lisa responsible for achieving that 10% growth by the end of the quarter, and she can bring John in when necessary. But if you make them both responsible, they may well end up pointing at each other and neither of them are going to achieve the goal. Okay, so let's go to the next letter of the acronym, relevant. You should set goals that are relevant to your business. This means you should make sure your goals are aligned with your company's objective and your company's mission. Another really important thing to think about is your company's values. Now, let's say your company's mission is to become the leading digital marketing agency for consulting businesses. Setting yourself a goal to acquire 5 new clients in the e-commerce business just wouldn't make sense, right? So here are some questions you can ask to try and make sure that your goals are relevant to your company's vision and your company's mission. First question, is this goal aligned with my company's mission? Is this goal aligned with our values? Maybe one of your values is integrity. You wouldn't try and achieve that goal by buying a whole bunch of email lists and spamming those people. Some other questions you can ask yourself to see if the goal is relevant are, is this goal timely? Are the market conditions aligned with me achieving this goal? In this current pandemic, it's difficult to set yourself goals that require you to be there in person. So having in-person workshops might not be a great way to achieve that goal. You might want to set yourself goals that do not require you to physically travel from point A to point B. Okay, and finally, let's move to the last letter of the acronym, T, time-bound. Without a clear target date, you don't get a sense of urgency about your goal, and that doesn't create a sense of agency. Here are some questions you can ask yourself to get clear on your time frame. By when will we have achieved this goal? What milestones will we need to hit between now and the end to be able to achieve our goals? That's about breaking your goals into smaller pieces and achieving them and feeling a sense of progress and that sense of agency and urgency as you hit those mini milestones along the way. What do I need to do to get started today? That's my favorite one, because truly your point of power is in the present moment. And that question brings you to the here and now. What can I do today to get started with that goal? Make it something that you can do right now, the smallest possible action. Now, at the start of this video, I said to you I would share some special resources with you if you stayed through to the end. Well, here they are. First of all, in the show notes of this episode, which you can access at productiveinsights.com/216, I'm going to have a downloadable cheat sheet to help you set your own SMART goals in your business. So be sure to head over to productiveinsights.com/216 to download your cheat sheet there. Also in the show notes, I'm going to share with you a conversation that I had with my friend Brian Tracy around goal setting and goal achievement. Brian is the author of over 90 books, and he's one of the leading thinkers in this area. I think you'll find it very interesting. I will also share with you a link to my conversation with James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits. Never underestimate the power of habits when it comes to goal achievement. I think of your goals as the destination, but the journey that's going to get you to your goals, that's all about habits. So be sure to check that out, which I will link to in the show notes. I hope you found this episode useful. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel to receive more content just like this. Please share it with somebody else. And in the comment section, be sure to tell me what your goals are for 2022. If you leave your comment within the first 3 days of this video being published, I'm going to pick the top comment and I'm going to give away a free 1-hour consulting session valued at $497. So be sure to leave your comment below with your goals for 2022. I look forward to seeing your comments and replying to them. Bye for now. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening.